Bonjour. Excuse me. Okay. So, starting the TED Talk, my understanding of national tales or national mythologies, would be just stories that a country has, that either, the people believe that to be their origin, or just those stories represent something that the people of that area like to represent. Um, an explanation using some examples would definitely be the ones that we read about. Thinking that everyone came from one place is pretty unrealistic and doesn't really provide a lot of explanation for differentiation between people. Another example of like a national myth I could think of would be like Johnny Appleseed in the United States. Johnny Appleseed, supposedly he planted all of these trees all across the country and did it in some unrealistic span of time. So I definitely think that these national tales or national mythologies are just little stories. Being that the nations, the nations need the tales, I think that to a certain degree they definitely do. I think that it's in some cases provides a sense of comfort and is something kind of fun for children and a way for them to like get excited, and even adults or other people, for them to get excited about their nationality and enjoy being part of that country and representing that story in some type of way. To what extent I agree with the statement as narratives as such as nos ancestres or les Gaulois, emerging from cherry-picked history to build a positive image of France, avoiding humiliating periods or relying on convenient stories. I definitely think that I definitely agree with that statement. I do think that these sort of mythologies are created by people who have a lot of power in those countries, and they're able to just kind of represent themselves and the parts of their country that they want other people to see, and that they want, I guess, especially other countries to see, just to differentiate themselves from them and appear better. I definitely think that countries in general always do whatever they can to make themselves just in general appear strong and I guess a nation that shouldn't be messed with. Why might national tales or myths like the Les Gaulois and others not present a full picture of a nation's identity? I think that it doesn't represent the full picture for reasons, as I had mentioned before. I think that it doesn't represent the full picture because these stories are kind of created, or the parts that are really talked about are highlighted by individuals who carry a lot of power and want to represent themselves in a way that makes them strong, as I had said, and also like a sense of comfortability within the population of that country, just so that they can feel, secure. They don't, the leaders and even leaders far back, like thinking forward to like the future of their country, they don't want people to feel as though they're weak or they're in a country that they should be ashamed of. So I think that they definitely leave out negative pieces of the history of that country just because they don't want someone to just be able to take those negative aspects maybe about their past and pick on them at that, or just in general make them look bad. How reliable are national tales or myths as historical accounts? Why do nations cling to perpetuate them? So I definitely think that they're not reliable. I mean, I guess they could be reliable in maybe some pieces or parts of it. I do think that like they are made up of some truth. They definitely contain some sort of truth or factual basis. But as I had mentioned, I think that they're made of a lot of fiction and things that don't really represent who the country is, and it's just a story overall, I think. I think that the nations claim to perpetuate them, as I said, also for reasons that I had mentioned, just to make themselves look good or, fun. It's also entertainment. It's something that the people can sort of like cling to and be like, oh, this is part of my identity. Like, this is this big story. Like, oh, we all came together from a bunch of great people who are one group, and it's not like other people came from other places, and obviously that's not true. And we can see that in the example of the Les Gaulois, as the article in the video discuss. Do you know examples of other national tales similar? Honestly, I don't know any other kind of like tales that aren't like American. Not really any other country ones. But as far as being like an American one, I would definitely say that like all that I can really think of is like tall tales. Like, just different stories. They always usually seem to be men, but, for example, like, Paul Bunyan, he's, like, I'm pretty sure that's, like, it's, like, a big guy with, like, a flannel shirt and, like, an ox and a big axe, and he can just, like, do a bunch of stuff, or, like, John Henry, I believe, and he's, like, super strong, and he can build the whole, train track or something in, like, some crazy amount of time. I think that's really all we have in America. But overall, in general, I think that these national tales or national mythologies are really just positive publicity.